Hi everybody. Sorry about that. Can you please let me know if this sound? I don't know what happened there. I think I had the mute button on for of all things. I'll just wait because people may not have come on. Thanks, Brenda. Sound on. I have been playing and talking away blithely, and you poor people have been trying to get to me, and I don't listen, I don't look at the chat because I get carried away with your presence and being in that presence. So let me wait a little while and check that a few more are on, the people who are here. We'll wait for us, hopefully Satara, because she was there first last time. And here we go again. Ah dear. Technology. It's not just technology. I think with me, it's kind of organization. I get so much energy comes in, and it's like a great hug as you join. Uh, it really does become a we for me, and I just lose sense of the media and just have the feeling of you, me, and us. So if we could just wait a little longer. I spoke in the other video about just about these times and how we take ourselves far too seriously, you know, and it's easy for people to say to me that you take things too lightly. You know, there's things going on that we have to concern ourselves about. And I say, yes, let's not put our head in the sand and pretend it's not things are not happening. But each of us has our own hologram. When you think of it, the only life you really know is the life around you, the life you are having. All that is spoken of, all that comes through the media and from through others, is hearsay. It doesn't have the reality of what's around you. And how do you know that none of that is actually true? What is true for you is what is around you, what is within you. Your hologram. And all the other is hearsay. It isn't real. It doesn't have a reality. We're on. It doesn't have any reality. So, I don't. Some of you have come across the idea of flat Earth. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is from our point of view. We only see the horizon. We don't see the globe. We get pictures of it, and we get other people's reports of it, but maybe it's not. I'm not arguing for flat Earth. I'm just pointing to the fact that our reality is a kind of singular reality of out there. And it has a kind of a limit when we look out there. But it becomes unlimited when we look within what we see. And so we have layers upon layers. You can look at nature and you can see just a mass of trees and a forest. And as you look closer, you see the trees. And as you walk into it, you see the individual features of the trees. And as you touch it, you experience something else. And as you tune in to to other feelings within yourself, you sense the eyes watching you. And then you feel the fairies and the elementals. And you see lights dancing. There are layers upon layers upon layers, depending on how we focus and how we look. So this world is not just what it appears, it's a whole range of vibrations, a whole worlds of experiencing that are all present. Regardless of what is said is going on the world out there. That is hearsay. It's not even the world of appearances, unless we bring it in and say that what we're not seeing and what is not present is real. And when we get drawn out there, we're saying that what's out there, what is hearsay, what is appearance, is more real and more important than what we experience in the here and now. And then we go to the layers of within, through our heart center, through the breath, and through the love touch and the choice of loving kindness. And then there are more realms, realms which go way beyond the earthly realms, into the stars, into the cosmos, into our company of heaven and the light, higher and higher and higher light, and vaster and vaster and vaster embrace. And I know you get that. And when you're there, when we're here, where is the little mind of men? Where is the competition that's going on? In the US, for example, where is that when you're there? We don't have to ignore it, but it loses its power. Because the power of the movie is very strong, and it has to be very strong, because as we know, humanity is waking up. People everywhere, it's time for them to wake up. You have awoken, or partly awoken, because awakening is a big, big thing. It's huge. It's amazing. It's huge. So the unknown is vast. The unknown to the human mind, is vast. The heart is bursting open to contain what is possible. The light we dream of, if it came into our body, it would burn us up, or certainly send you unconscious. And you know, when you do certain meditations, which are high energy, so often you will fall asleep. It's too much for the human consciousness to receive until more of who you are is present. Beautiful human. So let's take the competition that's been going on recently, because it's in our face when we look at the world out there. And I will never say to ignore everything that's going on out there, because it offers us an opportunity to understand ourselves in a new way. What I will say is to look at those conditions, but first to take a higher view. Because as soon as you look, you will be drawn in. You have a whole program of human conditioning which draws you in. And none of us are still free of that. And in fact, we can't be, because we came here to shine our light in amongst it, in the marketplace, as it were, with people who are around us. So first of all, I want to say that when you go into the masses, when you walk into the masses, or when you go into the thoughts of the masses and what's going on out there, for example in the competition, it's very easy to get drawn into sides. It's a competition after all, and the competition there's a winner and a loser. And we're learning not to enter the competition any longer, to take sides in the movie. You make choice, but the choice is to come from within. To walk in the marketplace, in the world of appearances, being in it, as it were, but not of it. And so, what I say to you, before you ever enter the marketplace, for example, switch on the TV to look, or read something on Facebook, or listen to something live that has to do with that. Not to just dig your heels in and say, no, I'm not going to listen to it because I don't want to be drawn in. Because already you've disempowered yourself. But I want to know more of the power and my choice to love. To see the beauty. To feel the connectedness and the harmony of all that is. To make my connection and then feel it as I walk in the marketplace, either cognitively or actually go to town, to the mall and walk around or whatever. That I want to be in that place and hold my space. Because I get to understand as a human and realize as a human how mighty love is. And how true and steadfast it can be. However, the reality of that is that when I switch on the TV, when I look at somebody's report or hear them talking about worldly conditions, when I walk into the marketplace, there are shadows. There are shadows in everybody. Motivated, powered by our old wounds in our auric field. The old wounds have shadow beings nestled in there. It's like a malware in our system. They will either impinge on you to feel doubts, or more likely, a being from somebody else who is not aware can jump from their auric field to yours. And that is why so many people, so many of us feel happy to be on our own and not in contact with a lot of people. Because the shadow jumping from aura to aura is rife in human affairs. It's why when you go into a crowd, no matter how willing you are to say, for instance, go into a demonstration, you're drawn into the momentum of the crowd. We talk about crowd mentality. And that competition we've all seen recently is a prime candidate situation for this jumping of shadow. Unless you have so much more confusion and anger and frustration and desperation and helplessness. And it jumps from what you're fed through the news media or somebody else who has a very strong point of view and a strong case to make. It can very easily jump into your field and take you off centre. Now, some of you won't like the idea of this, but I'll tell you what happens to me. Just to give you a simple example. Glenn and I can go to a shopping mall. Now, Glenn likes to shop more than I do, and that's fine. I like to walk in the mall and feel the people. I know Glenn does too. To feel the people and just see some of the sadness and offer my loving presence, as it were, to them. Whether they know it or not doesn't matter. And to hold that space and feel the love of all these people going about their business in their own world, some struggling, some happy for the time, whatever. But even with that intention, we can go back to the car. We've been our separate ways, if you like. Come back to the car and sit in the car. And suddenly something Glenn says to me niggles me. And I feel that niggle. Oh, I know that niggle is not who I am. But something has jumped from somebody into my field and is playing on the wound, a doubt. A doubt is a wound because a doubt it has a fear base. I'm not worthy, I don't know, etc., etc. It jumps into my field and I'm nickled. So, stop. What is this feeling? Okay, guys, this is my team. This is your company of heaven who are always present. I don't know exactly what it is, but something's jumped in. It's not me. I don't want it. Find it and take it out for me, please. Thank you. And like that, it goes. I no longer have a niggle with Glenn, or similar for her, and she no longer has a niggle with me. It is so subtle, and it happens all the time. It happens when you're listening to a broadcast and something jumps into you to bring you fear, doubt, confusion, anger, whatever. It brings it in. So I'm saying here to start calling on your help, because we are not alone in this great change that's going on. We are not alone. You have the company of heaven. They've always been there right from the beginning. You have guides who know you better than you know yourself as human. But they have to be asked. They have to be asked. And they can see what you can't see. And you don't need to know. But this happens all the time. We have to clear ourselves daily. But we don't have to do it on our own. In fact, making yourself available to your company of heaven, or particular beings in your company of heaven, to come into your auric field and do the searching that you can't do. As soul being you can, but you don't have to. It's enough to deal with this life. So the 101 is when you're in a crowd, or when you're dealing with a mindset that is the old matrix. It has a whole lot of intentional beings supporting it. So we have to clear. That's one level. Another level is this, at this time, the feeling of where's it going? I thought this competition in the States was going to lead to something better, and it doesn't seem to be. One thought. What's happened? And then one goes into depression or helplessness or trying to work out how it will. I think you've forgotten, those who do this, or when you do this, you've forgotten. You've forgotten to go first to higher ground, because when you go to the higher ground you get a different view. And when you get a different view, you see the signs. And when you see the signs from a higher point of view, you begin to see that everything is in its place. Everything has the possibility of working out along the lines you long for. But we're so impatient. We want it to hurry. Humanity has to wake up. It has to, and make that choice. The day of judgment is the day when we decide, we make the decision, I take my own power back. And every single person has to come to a point where they consciously choose that. And at the various levels of humanity, you will see, for some, it's going to take a long while. But for others, it's imminent. It's imminent. And these conditions are all beautifully placed for that. If you like, that is a prime directive at the moment. More and more people waking up. And when they wake up, they're going to go through anger, helplessness, feelings of betrayal, all the rest of it. So there's an opportunity, there's a plan. And the plan finds its way through the minds of the protagonists. Those who are waking up and those who have woken up and are providing spaces for those waking up to move into. But they have to do it on their own. And so there are these big moves, like the flu we've had, or not had. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. It's all a movie that has a script. But each individual makes the script. And once you start making consciously the script, the movie's gone. The old movie's gone. The movie that appeared to be made by someone else. So you are the director, you are the actor in the play, the director, the producer, the cameraman, or woman. You're the work. You're it all in that movie. But now it's this movie. So just to finish this. So I'm saying it's about time as light workers, you didn't go down for very long at all. That you quickly picked yourself up. Because you're here to shine. The world, your country needs you. Your country needs you to shine. Your milieu, your hologram needs your shine, and that's where you shine. And when something comes in, the doubt, confusion, whatever, is not yours. So, you either detach from the movie, or you ask for help. But you, first of all, choose. Take a breath. Hand on heart. And now I want you to close your eyes and we go to a higher place. We have to go to a higher place to see the larger picture. To see the larger picture. To see and feel the larger picture. Not knowing how it's panning out, but knowing that it is our faith in the knowing of something beautiful from God, right? So let's take it in a very simple way. Take a breath. I want you to feel above your head, about 18 inches, there is a sun shining down top of your head, through your head and down your body. And now you're going for a walk with that sun just up above and slightly behind you, the sun shining. And the sky is blue, blue, that beautiful blue of a bright summer's day. And you're walking along this way that is just green, green grass, like rich spring grass that's 6 inches to a foot tall, green as green as green. And you're walking on this grass, bare feet. And as you walk, you start to climb slowly, and you can see this green, green hill in front of you. It's a beautiful rolling hill, and it has a gentle slope going up to the top. So you're walking through this grass, slowly up the hill, with the blue sky and that brilliant sun behind you. Walking up that hill, up and up, feeling the grass between your toes, the slightly cool, brushing against your lower legs. It's green, so green, deep emerald green, lush grass, nothing else but grass can you see over this hill as you climb it. The blue sky and the sun above you. And you climb to the top of the hill, and there's a lovely rock, almost shaped like a chair. It's flat, a grey rock, and you go and you sit on it very comfortably, and you look out over the hill and you see the land stretched as a flat plain in front of you, and you can see the sea in the distance. Now the sun is shining on the sea. It's almost like the sun has moved to either dawn or dusk, sunset or sunrise, whichever feels right for you. And you're sitting in this peace and feeling of the stretch of the horizon and its beauty. And now you turn round, just by moving your legs, you turn round on the rock, and you look down, into the valley below that you've climbed up, and you see the town that you live in, or the city, and you see yourself sitting there in front of the computer, phone or whatever. And there you are. And you see the confusion, and you have this great love for everyone. And you can go into whatever element that's in your life at the moment that has drawn you out of yourself. And you can go, from this point you can see it. And there's just a sigh and a smile of knowing. And say to yourself, as you walk down into the valley. All is well in all creation, always. Open your eyes. I so love you. There is absolutely no way all of us will not be okay. Yay.